Good morning, everyone, and welcome in here on Live Now from Fox. The time 7:07 on the East Coast and 4:07 on the West Coast. My name is Josh Breslow, and I'm here for the next several hours to bring you all of your top stories and live events from across the country and across the world. And the big breaking news that we do continue to follow here is coming in out of New Orleans. Specifically, it is over on Bourbon Street, which if you've ever been to New Orleans, you know is a heavy tourist area. A large crowd, police say, was gathered there as they were celebrating New Year's. This was around 3:15 this morning local time, and that is when police say a car actually rammed into the crowd. However, they have not said if this was intentional, accidental. A lot still left to figure out at this point. We don't know if charges are going to be filed, but we know that 10 people, according to police, were killed at least. And sadly, that number could rise as 30 other people suffered various injuries. Police have said that they were taken to a total of 5 different hospitals, but have not released just yet the extent of those injuries. I do want to pop this up on your screen right now. This is video from earlier on this morning coming in from Fox News and our different Fox affiliates that are out there. We do have some live images as well that I'll take you to in just a bit. One camera that's outside the New Orleans Police Department as we are waiting on a news conference to get underway with more information. As I said that, it just popped up on the screen. One thing you'll notice is you can see officers there in the distance, and a lot of them have been talking and discussing this situation before they do brief the media. We're not clear how short of a news conference this will be and whether or not we can expect questions to be asked. It could be just a brief statement to provide an overview, as the city of New Orleans has already confirmed that 10 people are dead and 30 others injured. We've seen a lot of police officers who have been walking in and out of the department. It almost looks as though they're walking over to the camera and then they walk a different direction. There's no microphones that are set up just yet, so I'm not sure if there will be, again, just a brief statement that is made to members of the media or if there will be a full-fledged news conference. Either way, the second that that does get underway, we'll make sure to bring it to you here on Live Now from Fox. In the meantime, if you are just joining us, I want to go over the very basics of what we know so far. At least 10 people killed, 30 injured in New Orleans after a vehicle drove into a large crowd of people that were celebrating the New Year in the famed Bourbon Street area. New Orleans city officials saying 30 injured patients were transported to local hospitals. There were 5 hospitals that have taken the patients, and they also reported those 10 fatalities. Again, you are seeing all of the officers there outside of the police department, so not clear just yet if that's an unrelated call that they're going to or if they are going to be providing that update here. We are just waiting on that news conference to begin. Now, there was a statement by the New Orleans, Louisiana Ready, known as NOLA Ready, that is the city's emergency preparedness agency, and they posted this to their website. I do want to pop this up for you on your screen to give you a better look at that full statement itself. You can see it right there. It is saying that there's a mass casualty event. Now, the 8th District currently working a mass casualty incident involving a vehicle that drove into a large crowd on Canal and Bourbon Street. There are 30 injured patients that have been transported by New Orleans Emergency Medical Services and 10 fatalities. Public safety partners responding on scene, and updates will follow as they are received. Again, a very brief statement provided there by officials with the city of New Orleans and NOLA Ready. I know Carla, my producer, has also been working to gather all of the different information here. She has this graphic that shows the 5 different hospitals that these patients were taken to. The one thing we don't know at this point, well, we don't know a lot, but what we don't know specifically about the 30 injured are the extent of those injuries. If we're talking minor injuries or if they were maybe in critical condition, life-threatening, that is a question that we hope police will provide some context to as they do hold their news conference. But 5 different hospitals here, University Medical Center, East Jefferson General Hospital, as well as others, including in the Jefferson area. This is over on Bourbon Street, which if you have ever been to New Orleans, you know that that is a popular tourist destination. People travel from all over and essentially party there over on Bourbon Street. I want to take you to more information from the actual New Orleans tourism website about Bourbon Street. If you're not too familiar, they say it's noisy, nocturnal, For many New Orleans visitors, Bourbon Street embodies the life of a party town. The street, lit by neon lights, throbbing with music, and decorated by beads and balconies. It's named for a royal family in France and not the amber-colored alcohol. Bourbon Street has become a place for revelry of all sorts, with its windows and doors flung open to the wandering crowds. It should be no surprise that the famed sidewalk strolling libation known as the Go Cup was invented on Bourbon Street. That is according to Tulane University historian Richard Campanella. Many things change in New Orleans, but the color and excitement of Bourbon Street never falters. And it goes on to say that Bourbon Street is a prime destination for bachelorette and bachelor parties, birthday celebrations, and an overall mecca for those looking to have a good time in New Orleans. And we are popping up that live image once again. This is coming in from one of the affiliates. As you can see, I'm going to pop that up for you. 10 dead, 30 injured. Now, one thing that's also not clear just yet is whether there were more people maybe injured on the scene that were not transported to a hospital. If they did have very minor injuries, they could have refused transport and not been taken by EMS over to a hospital. So again, police at this point confirming that 30 people were rushed to a hospital, actually 5 different hospitals, and that 10 people have been confirmed dead. We don't know anything about whether this was an intentional act, if it was accidental. That is all information that we hope to learn in this news conference as it does get underway. I do actually want to head to a quick 2-minute commercial break here as we take a live look over the city of New Orleans here. That is Caesar Superdome in the distance. You can't really tell how large the crowds are now. We saw folks that were being led away from the scene as Bourbon Street was blocked off to any kind of traffic. Unclear at this point when it could reopen as the investigation is still underway. But as I mentioned, we are going to head to a quick 2-minute commercial break. We'll be right back with more live, raw, and unfiltered news here on Live Now from Fox.